Hello,
Hello,
Jeff.
Liam.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm
Good
doing
to
good.
see you.
How about yourself? I see you got the Northern Lights there behind you.
It's the virtual background. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Um,
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and record this. I'm not gonna lie, I was having some trouble with my stream. I was planning on streaming it live, but I hope you don't mind. I'm just gonna record this and post this later on the YouTube and everything.
Sure, no problem at all.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Are
Well,
you recording only the sound or both the video and the audio?
oh, that's a good question. I'm recording on here with this is actually just the Zoom, so it should be recording both.
Okay.
So you've done some work with like Streamlabs and stuff then?
Um, yeah, I use some I use OBS sometimes to stream.
Yes. So you got to make sure you turn on the desktop, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Mhm.
Man, I was doing all the research for you, and I gotta say, I'm so impressed with you in so many different ways, man.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, Bob told me about your podcast. So this is your new journey, right? You just
Yes.
started this recently.
Yeah. Just trying to do as much as we can, promote and have fun with chess. I'm a very big chess fan player, and this is one of the new ideas I had. And luckily enough, you're able to come hang out with us for a little while.
Sure, yeah, it's my pleasure. Yes.
Congrats.
So
I'm sorry. Yeah.
okay, I'm just wondering if you have a website or a history of your podcast before that I can listen
Sure.
to.
You're more than welcome to look us up. Our YouTube is going to be Complete Chess. If you
Mm-hmm,
like, I can go ahead and send it to you. We've talked to Cyrus
mm-hmm,
Lacuandella. I don't know if you know him, the international master and book author.
mm-hmm.
We've also talked to Emily Wynn. I don't know if you know her. She's 18 and she's playing the U.S. Women's Championship 3 times.
I heard of her before. Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, you're our first super GM to be gracing us, which I'm very excited to talk to you about a few different things regarding.
Sure. Okay. Yeah,
It,
I'll look you up later, but yeah, we can start our talk today now.
sure, I'll go ahead and throw it inside the chat, so you're more than welcome to look at it.
Sure, that's great.
Uh, Feel free to subscribe if you like. I
Okay, I see it
already
now.
subscribed to yours. I looked up, I mean, like I said, I was just doing all the research on you and so many different things popping up. I'll go ahead and give the brief introduction for you.
Hmm.
I'm going to do it brief because you have so many chess accomplishments. I'm gonna narrow it down for you. Um, let's see. Let me go and pull up my work. Okay, so you reached Grandmaster at 15 years old.
Yes.
2013 World Blitz champion, current Asian champion and World Open champion, number one ranked chess player in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, top 30 in the world, 2015 Forbes Vietnam 30 and under 30,
Hmm.
and also, of course, like I mentioned before, super GM, so that you're at that 2,700 level, which very few people, if ever, will ever reach that level. That's my brief introduction on Grandmaster Liam. Sorry. So I did want to ask you. So one of the fun things I was trying to do with this podcast is I really was hoping to talk to you more about other things other than chess and kind of what you do. I'm sure you already have a lot of these things kind of memorized to go. I mean, like what's your favorite chess opening and stuff like that. So can you tell me what's a typical day like for you?
Yeah, so my day is almost all about chess. So I work on chess myself, learn some openings, fix some weaknesses, and then I also do some coaching. I have some students here and there, and I work with them mostly online. So I talk to them on Zoom, send some chess files, write some emails, and and follow the top tournaments on the exciting tournaments like candidate and Russian championships. On those tournaments, I like to follow, and I see the games of the top guys. And if I see anything that's really catch my attention, like if they play a novelty, if they display some new ideas, in like calculation or technique or something like that, I'll just look deeper into that. And I think that's a process that I really enjoy because it helps me learn from others and um, understand chess better. And also, starting from June, so in about a month from now, I'm gonna start a new job as the head coach at Webster University, and that's very exciting for me. It's like my life mission. I can do what I want. I can share my knowledge to the next generation of college chess players, and I can work with them. I can help them. So that's really, really exciting for me, and that's also my focus for now. I try to have a good transition into this position. So starting from June, I expect that during the day I will be present at Webster University and take care of the shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say congratulations on getting the new position at Webster. Obviously, you're gonna be taking Susan Polgar's position, which, as you know, are some big shoes to fill. But again, with you, I mean, you're only 30 years old, top player in the world. I'm sure you're gonna step into these shoes quite nicely. In fact, I read an article. Was it Emilio? Is this one of your somebody you knew over at the university
Yeah,
then?
yeah,
He
Emilio Cordova, yeah, one of the grandmasters at Webster team.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and he was mentioning about your strong. I mean, I just reading about it. I loved your ambition. I mean, everything I was reading about was just so ambitious of you, and your goal for them. I think you said you're going to take on a legacy. You want to do 10 years of winning all the what is it, the Final Four, and taking on the, is it the Pan Am?
Yeah, yeah. So Susan Ponga, she started this program at Webster University 9 years ago, and during those 9 years, she already won 8 Pan American college title with Webster and six, I think. Oh, I think maybe five. Yeah, five Final Four of college chess titles. So that's already a great achievement. A record achievement, I have to say, in the history of college chess. Um, and my goal is just to continue building up on that legacy and keep winning. Right now, I think the uh, University of Maryland in Baltimore, UMBC, is the one that won the most titles in the history of college chess. They've won, I think, 10 Pan Am, and if I'm not mistaken, 8 or probably 6, yeah, 10 Pan Ams and 6 Final Four. So my goal is to break that record. I want to win a few more so that I can, so that Webster becomes the dominating institution in the history of college chess. So of course that's not going to be easy. It's extremely difficult, and I learned it from both ways. As a student when I was at Webster University under Susan Ponga, and now as a coach. So I see it from both perspectives, and I understand that what she built is really, really impressive, and it's really my hope to fill her shoes and keep this tradition going.
Oh, I mean, again, I think you have all the tools, and I love the ambition already that you have for it. I feel like that's just something you've had over your whole life, and that kind of goes into some of the questions I have as far as just you as a person. You have to. I mean, being a grandmaster or making master already, I believe, is already very hard. Obviously, it's like top 1%, and then when you get to these higher levels, the discipline that you have in your life to get things done. I even remember I watched some of your stream from the Chess 24, and somebody asked like, how do you get all this stuff done? And for the time management of becoming, obviously a chess player, a top chess player, but also being a student, getting your bachelor's, was it in finance and was it science? Or
Yeah, finance and management.
yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, to be juggling both of those things and still playing all these tournaments, your discipline is amazing, and the efficiency that you have. That's why I was curious about the day and how you schedule it. I mean, I think there's definitely a difference between the common person and what you do.
Yeah, so I agree. It takes some time to adapt um, to trying to do both well, and it wasn't easy when I was at school. when I was at Webster, of course, it's stress, a lot of work to do as a student and also as a chess player. If you want to do well in both, you definitely need to put in a lot of time and effort for that. But I think the main thing is you have to be disciplined. You have to enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't enjoy it, just feels so difficult to do, and you don't have that motivation to do it for a long time. But if I really enjoy what I did, both as a student and as a chess player, so I don't feel like that is work, but it's something that I just want to do. So I wake up every day, want to study chess, want to um, do my schoolwork to graduate. So things like, I think keeping the passion and being disciplined, being efficient with your time management, those are the things that I learned from chess itself. Because as you know, we play chess, we have to manage our clock on the time, right? So you have to allocate your time in a way that gives you the best result. You have to prioritize certain things at certain points. You have to take things seriously. You have to be responsible. So those things, I mean, those are the things, the educational benefits of chess that I always talk about. It will help a lot of people, even if they don't become professional chess players. But just by playing chess, you learn those things, and it will be very good in your life.
You spoke about time management, and I think that's so important, especially when we're playing our fast games of blitz. I mean, obviously in the long games too, that's still a very big deal. Your world champion blitz player beating out everybody. Um, when it comes to being able to monitor your clock and actually make your decision making process, how hard is that from you? Because I watch you play. I follow you on Lee Chess. So I'm watching your games, and it's so constant. It's just so impressive that you get all these moves down. Are you actually stopping and thinking? You have obviously impressive calculation skills of maybe you look down for a second, you can see 10 moves ahead. So does that play a role into it? Are you still calculating and still time managing when you're playing like the bullet and blitz games, or is that just all intuitive, if you will?
Yeah, in bullet and in blitz, and especially in bullet, you don't have that much time to calculate. So it's a lot about your intuition. So you just make move, and you try to think in your opponent's time. You try to be to save your time, and then you may stop at a few critical points where you feel that it's the moment that can decide the game. So you have to invest a little your time in there, make sure that you make the correct decision. So those are the things that you just have to get used to when you play Blitz and Bullet online. But in my opinion, playing Bullet and Blitz online is just an entertainment. It's not a form of chess training, so I don't do it as much. I think it's to improve as a chess player, you should play at least rapid and classical, because you have a lot more time. You can learn from those games. You can analyze your games. So Blitz and Bullet, it trains you in a way, train your like your intuition, your fast calculation. But I wouldn't stress too much on that. And I would say that I could encourage chess players to focus on other forms of training.
Definitely. The formula that I give for my students, and I'm curious to know what yours is usually whenever I talk to them about how much chess, because I'm sure you have some young students, all they do want to do is play bullet online and stuff. One of my students, Yak, I cannot stop him. He loves to play hyper bullet, which I just think is atrocious. But one of the things I usually always tell him is like, if you want to get to the next level, it's like 70% is just going to be studying, learning openings, reading. 20% is actually going to be like playing online and practicing what you know, and the other 10% will actually come from tournaments. Is there a formula that you have that you give to your students uh, along those kind of lines of how you like to train them?
Yeah, I have not thought about the percentage of those, but yeah, those are the things that I also recommend to my students. They still have to do a lot of studies, and I work with them mostly on that. So fixing their weaknesses in openings, middle game, end game calculation technique, all those things are very important because you need to have a good foundation. You never know when you need to use it, but you don't want to get into a situation when you need to use it and you don't know it. So that's the most important part of studying. And then, of course, to improve to the next level, they need to play in a lot of tournaments. So to improve their rating, to improve their competitive skills, their intuition. So I think everyone needs to find the tournaments that's appropriate for them. So for instance, if you are a 2000 rated player, maybe you should play in some open tournaments or in the under 2200, under 2300 rating group. And then if you improve to the next level, 2300, 2400, then you go to the open section of those tournaments like World Open, I don't know, US National Open, things like that, or some international events. Maybe Spice Cup Open, which I'm organizing in October here in St. Louis. So hopefully I'll have someone to participate. But yeah, so basically you need to play some good tournaments and do it regularly. You cannot be really a good chess player if you only play a couple of tournaments a year. So you need to, I would say, at least one tournament every 2 months, but
Okay.
preferably once a month.
Okay.
Because once you play a tournament, a serious tournament, I'm not talking about the bullet or blitz online tournaments. I'm talking about in-person tournaments, classical ones. So those tournaments, you will learn a lot from just by playing those serious games and then analyzing them afterward. So you need those tournaments to really improve your rating, improve your understanding. And after each tournament, you need someone who can, who is maybe a little bit more experienced than you are, to analyze with you those games, tell you what you did wrong, what you did right, so that you don't, so you avoid the mistakes in your future tournaments. So that's a critical part. I would think that playing tournaments is also extremely important. It's a way of learning too. So that's very important. And of course, practice, that's the other part. To do well at tournaments, you probably have to practice before that. So you have to have a training partner, someone around your level or slightly better than you. So you play them regularly. You force yourself to learn from them. You try out what you learn from your studies, and then you fix your weaknesses again before playing the serious tournaments. So I could put, if I put the percentage on those, I would perhaps put 50% on study, 30% on tournaments, and 20% on practice. I would think so. So I think in general, those are the process that you have to go through. Every chess players have to go through to improve to the next level.
I think that's quite illuminating. I always thought it'd be a smaller portion for the tournament play. But I mean, from what you're saying, it sounds pretty obvious now, right? You want to play those games, you want to get those hard games in so you can, first of all, get into the rhythm of playing tournaments because that's a whole different story altogether, right? But then getting that feedback from these other top players and actually having someone to study with, I like that. All right, well, I'll change my percentage right now. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Oh, so I do have to ask this because you are one of the top level chess players. Are you on a workout routine or anything like that?
So, sorry, can you say that again?
Do you like to work out at all? Do you go for jogging or running or?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I think being in a good physical shape is really good, really necessary nowadays at the top level. So you have to always be ready to play very long games, to play very long tournaments, and you need to keep a very consistent form throughout the tournament. And that's why doing exercises regularly is really helpful. So I think people used to underestimate this part of chess because they think, okay, chess, who needs to exercise to play chess, right? You just
Exactly.
sit there for a couple of hours and then you play out the games. But nowadays it has become so competitive. It's you see Magnus Carlsen play like 6 hours, 7 hours just to
Yeah.
score one win, and then he doesn't seem tired at all. So that's the very tricky part, and I think many people are learning from him, and they understand that to do well at chess, it's just like any other sport. You have to be ready physically, mentally, psychology. So um, doing exercises, workout is definitely part of my schedule. Nowadays, in the COVID time, I
Yeah.
cannot really go to the gym, but before that, I like to go to the gym. Nowadays, I just do some running outside and
Okay, cool.
sometimes work out at home. So I could not say that I'm too disciplined on that, and that's one of the things that I want to work on um, to become a better workout person. But I think it's definitely very important to chess players at all levels.
Well, I mean, if you're running already right now, I mean, I find that very impressive. I think running is one of the harder sports just because it's I would think it's a big mental game. I'm actually trying to do some running right now, and man, just doing a little bit of running I am doing, I'm just like I either get bored in my head, and so that's not going to be fun or good for your mental ability whenever you're trying to run, right? So
Mhm.
do you do like a 3K or a 5K or anything like that, or is it just kind of something you just do sporadically?
Yeah, no, I don't really compete, or I don't really keep track of how far I can run. I just do it like maybe half an hour, and I mean it's kind of relaxing for me, a relaxing activity. So I don't really put too much um, like effort into that, but I just run in a relaxing way and just do whenever I feel enough, then I just go on. So I don't really keep track of how far I run, but maybe that's one thing I should try to do more seriously in the future.
Well, I'm surprised. I would think someone like you, again, you have goals in mostly everything you do, right? I'm sure if I give you some, even like if you played a game other than chess, you'd still have a goal that you want to get to a certain level. And
Mhm.
maybe I'm wrong in that. So I'm surprised you wouldn't have like a goal for like running that you want to get this far and just improve. You just seem like a person that's trying to improve in every faucet of your life. Um,
Yeah. I think at some point I am maybe I put too many goals in other stuff. So in some things like this, I just take it easy and I didn't put too much in there. But maybe I think one good idea I have is it may motivate you more if you have a friend or family member who run with you, let's say, and then that really helps you motivate you to do better, and it's more fun also. So maybe that's something I should try to do in the future.
I think you're so right on that. The friends that you keep will definitely help inspire you, right? That actually kind of brings me to a new question I just thought of right now. Um, I would think, have you had anybody that has motivated you in chess? I'm sure maybe there's tons of them. If you can just think, maybe give me one or two, or and what they gave to you as a chess player.
Okay, so interesting questions. I have to think a little bit for this one.
There we
Uh,
go. That's what I wanted, man. I don't want those. I wanted to get to know Grandmaster Liam. We can read your all the accomplishments you do, but I think it's very fun to learn who you are.
yeah, of course, of course. So I have a lot of coaches, and I would say that they are really they're really helpful to my career. I wouldn't be here if not for them. I could say that the one who has the most impact on my career is my mentor and teacher and predecessor at Spice, Susan Bonga. So I've known her since 2011, So exactly 10 years ago. And at that point, she invited me to play in the Spice Cup Invitational in Texas, in Lubbock, Texas. And at that point, I didn't know anything about America. I didn't know her at that point. But I came to play the tournaments. I got to know her. And then 2 years later, I came to Webster University to study. So under her guidance, I really improved my chess understanding as a player. And looking at her achievement is really, really inspiring, motivating for all of us. Not only that she has broken all the records um, in in chess, um, but also um, she crossed on the barriers for women in chess. So she was like the pioneer, the first person who really cleared the path for uh, female chess players later on. So later, after her, now we see Judith Polgar, we see Ho Yifan, and so many other wonderful players. And being the first at her time, it wasn't easy. She faced a lot of unfair um, decisions from FIDE, from other people, but she was very, very resilient. She fought and she improved as a chess player. She achieved many successes in life, in college chess. She became one of the most successful coaches, if not the best coaches, if not the best coach in the
You gotta
history
brag about it.
of
Yeah,
chess.
do it.
Yeah, so really, really seeing all of that is really motivating, really inspiring to me. And I think I learned so much from her as uh, not only as a chess player, but also as a chess coach. And I think it's also what made me who I am today.
Wow, that's such a high compliment, man. I love that. Um, do you feel like she's also given you this? And I'm not sure you can go into branch off a little bit if you want to. You mentioned already whenever you became the new lead coach as Webster that you wanted to get not only your team to be winning all the championships, but you also want to get somebody in the top 10 in the world. And then I saw that you're doing lessons, and it seems like you're really into being a very good chess coach. Is that something that you've always had in yourself, or is this something that your mentor has kind of instilled in you as far as giving back? So I would say within myself, my personal mentor has definitely given me that in my life that I want to give back more, help along people that are on the same journey and get them where they're trying to get to faster.
Yeah, so I think it's part of what I learned from my mentor, Susan, and part of what I discover as my life mission. So I got to top 40 in the world since 2011 already, and I have been always there. Right now, I'm in the top 30, but I think it's to be honest, it's really difficult to get to the top 20 or top 10, and I don't see myself getting or fighting for the world championship crown. Perhaps not anytime soon or not ever, but I think it's probably time for me to pass that knowledge that I have to the next generations. And I have been very lucky that I got a lot of support from my mentors, not only Susan, but also my other coaches since I was a kid in Vietnam. And I have been very lucky to get all those support and help to get to my level today. So I feel that I need to give it back, pay it forward to the next generation. And that's the best I can do. I can guide them, my students, I can help them get to the next level. And regarding the goal of having one of my students get into the top 10 in the world, it's a dream. It's not really, it's not really a goal that I hope I can achieve in 1 or 5 years. I think even if I do achieve that, it would be a very long-term goal, and it's probably I don't really count on that, but I mean that would be my dream to get one of my students there. And of course, I do believe in my students. They are very talented. The students at Webster University, they're all very good. But to get to that level, you do need to have a very serious commitment. You need to have very serious talent, work ethics, and maybe sometimes a little luck too. So it's really a lot of things that you cannot plan for those things at all. And I think it's just, as I said in the beginning, it's about the journey. So if you enjoy that journey, if you like what you're doing, you try to achieve your steps, go step by step, achieve your goals step by step. You don't shoot for the moon immediately, but let's say you say, okay, now I'm 2600, I want to get to 2650, I want to get to 2700. Yeah, so if you do that, you think that you soon see that it's achievable, it's within your reach. You just have to fix certain weaknesses, then you can get to that level. And also, it's the main thing is you shouldn't feel too much pressure on yourself. So you should be free to play and enjoy chess, and that's the most important thing. If you do that, the good results will come once you put in the good amount of work. So, so yeah, that's just my dream, but I'm confident that one day we will achieve it.
Well, I gotta say, with the passion that you have for it, just talking about it right now, I definitely would think it's within your realm. Okay, I got two quick questions for you, real quick. You've already mentioned this one, so I gotta ask you, what is your life goal? And then the second one, because I don't want to forget, is brag time. What's one of your students that you're excited about that you'd like to share with us? Get me excited about this new upcoming player. So your life, well, first one, you said your life goal. I got to ask that in more detail. And then some one of your top students that you want to brag about, that they're someone to watch out for.
Okay, so my life goal in terms of chess, right?
You keep talking about this life goal. So is it a chess goal and you get a personal goal then?
Yeah, it's
I'll
probably
take
a
both
chess
goals
goal.
if you
Yeah.
don't mind. Yeah, I'll take both.
Okay, so my goal in chess is just to make this game more popular at every level. From where I came from, Vietnam, it's still not a very popular sport, and I want to make it. I want to make it one of the best games in Vietnam. Maybe to put chess in school, and because chess has so many educational benefits, so it would be great to see chess being taught in school as maybe a mandatory for elementary school or elective course for others. So yeah, to make chess more popular in Vietnam, to also in the US, of course, to make um, to to uh, to make Webster, this is more like related to my job, but to make Webster the dominating school in the US college and the most well-known name when people speak about college chess anywhere in the world. So that's my goal. In terms of life, I think it's just right now I'm just very happy with with life. It
I'm
is
happy to hear
because
that.
because I get to do what I like most, and I have a lot of people who support me, who I really enjoy to work with. So that's really my goal, to keep doing that, and and hopefully that I can give back to the next generations of chess players. Okay, and the second question is about
Your student that you'd like to, I'll say brag, you can boast, but a student that you've seen, he or she is doing, put it in the work. We need to keep an eye out for this chess player whenever they play tournaments. Who is this student that you're teaching?
So all my students right now at Webster, they are very talented. They are very serious about chess, and I'm very happy about all of them. Um, I don't think I should say one name
If you like, you
or
can
not.
recommend a few. Then it's up to you. I
Um,
understand completely because I have my students myself, and I try to they watch a lot of my stuff, just like I'm sure a lot of your students will watch everything that you're on because they're such a big fan of you. So it's up to you. If you want to name a few, if that's okay.
well, right now, I mean, among the group in Webster, there are 8 grandmasters there, and they are ranked. Their ratings are from 2550 to 2650. So it's a group of very strong grandmasters,
Yes, yeah.
and um, I really like all of them, and I think but each person has different needs and different skill sets, and I need to work with them on different stages. So I think I do have a couple of them who I really hopeful that they will go very far in chess. But I couldn't say their name because I don't want to put pressure on them.
I
And
won't pressure you anymore. No worries. I
yeah,
completely understand.
sure,
Obviously, it sounds like
sure.
you got a great batch of kids there.
Mhm.
Wow, 2550 to 2650. That's just amazing to me. And they're all going to
Yeah,
college and obviously smart kids.
right. Yeah, and I'm going to recruit some more because two players are graduating this year. So Alex Lederman and Peter Prohaska. So these two grandmasters, they are graduating. So we need some new blood in there. So I'm getting some new players. I'm not at liberty to discuss right now,
Of
but
course.
we will get some very young, talented players. So
May I ask? So I actually went to University of Brownsville. It got changed to like RG.
UTRGV.
Yes, they're mad at me because I can't even remember my own team name. But um, so I know whenever we would recruit for grandmasters, because we have UTB, we have UTD. You usually grab from certain parts um, of Europe or maybe so with because we're kind of in the valley area in the south. That's where we're at. They would actually go to South America a lot. Do you find yourself trying to find certain places, or are you just taking wherever you find the talent? Because
Yeah,
when they come
so
over here, the culture I would think is a shock,
mm,
or could be a shock. So I wonder if you take that into account, or you just bring them in.
yeah, obviously. So my approach is kind of a holistic approach. I try to look for a lot of things when I recruit players. So first of all, of course, I look at their rating, their chess experience. Um, if they are very strong grandmasters, if they are committed and passionate about chess, that's a good thing. That's requirement number one. And then number two is, of course, they have to be a team player because we don't need um, people who only play for themselves, right? This is a team competition. So I need someone who can play, who can be a good team member and
Is that
who
something
out
that you found that can be a bit challenging?
sometimes, but this is something that you can coach them, you can train them, you can make them understand that this is not about themselves, not about me. This is bigger than us. This is about the program. This is about the school, the program that we create here to benefit all of them. So it's something that we can work on. And yeah, I need to find someone who I can train with, who I can work with, who they want to work with me, and so this is like number two. And then of course I don't limit myself in only the United States or South America or Asia or Europe. I try to look all over the world. And if I see someone that meets my requirements, I'll invite them to come here, learn about the program, join the program. And I think it's one of our recruiting advantage is that people can see that our program is very serious about chess. So it's not just a place where you go and do your study in a school and you don't need to care about chess. No, it's not like that. Also, it's not a place where you just go and play chess and don't care about your studies. It's a place where you need to be good at both and you need to be serious about both. So you have to put in um, the good amount of work to graduate in school. So but also you need to be passionate and willing to work on your chess. So we look for those for the excellence in both of those areas. And I know it's a high requirement, but we do think that it is what keeping our program better than others. So we need to do that. We need to recruit the people who are a good fit of the program, and then we work with them to maximize their potential.
I love that. I love how serious it is. And sometimes I do feel like some of these colleges, all they do care about is the chess program. So I like that how you are still pushing for them to do good in school, because not everyone's going to be able to make a living doing chess, right?
Exactly. And actually, most people don't make a good living playing chess professionally.
Oh,
I think maybe only the top 20, top 30 in the world can make a stable living from playing chess. But other people, they have to do coaching, they have to do other things, streaming maybe in chess. So it's really, this is not really for me, but I'm asking them to take care of their future as well, right? And this is an opportunity for all those young players that they get a quality education in the United States, a degree where they can apply for jobs anywhere after they graduate. So that's already a big advantage for them to come here and study. But also during their studies here, they get to work with a team of very strong grandmasters, very serious chess players, and people who come to us and work seriously on both, they improve very quickly. We have seen many people who come here and improve 100, 200 rating points in only 1, 2 years. So
wow.
it's really up to you to improve. If you are willing to put in the work, if you are passionate, if you are disciplined and you can put in the work, you will see good results very quickly. So a lot of people, they think going to college means giving up chess, or um, or they have to choose one or the other. But actually, this is this is where they can do both. They can do well in both academics and chess, and I know that because I have done that before. So it's definitely possible, and I encourage all young players to look into that possibility. If they can do that, I think it's going to be very good for the future.
I love it. I love it, man. That's really inspiring right there. Because I do feel the exact same way, especially when I went to college. It's just like, man, it's really hard to juggle both, especially God forbid you have a social life, right? So
Right.
that's really cool that you're pushing for both, and be able to show them that, hey, I did this, and I don't think anybody can give you any anything. You're gonna be like, yes, and I was top 30 in the world, and I was getting my bachelor's. You can do it. I love it. Um, Let me get see. Oh, that actually goes into one of my next questions. So the balance. Are you going to be playing less tournaments now because now you're head coach, you're teaching all the time? Is there going to be less tournaments we're going to be seeing from you, or are you going to be able to balance that? It seems like you're juggling all these different things.
Yeah, so I do expect to play less tournaments than I used to before, especially during the school year. But first of all, during summer, I may still be able to play some tournaments here and there, maybe World Open, maybe World Cup. There are not too many students right now at Webster during the summer. So, and most of them, I still work with them, but we don't need to. I mean, it's not in person. We just Zoom or email each other. So I still can work with them wherever I am. So it doesn't really matter if I am in town or not. So during the summer, I might be able to play some tournaments, but during the school year, I will focus mostly on the team and helping each of them. We will have trainings every week, a week training, and also I will meet with them individually with each person to help them fix their weaknesses. And um, I want to like have a personalized approach where I talk to them and help them individually. Each person needs different things, so that's where I'm gonna do. And then of course, if during the school year or summer, if there's any big tournaments, and if I can only if I can arrange my schedule to do that in a way it doesn't affect negatively affect the team or the competitions that we need to play, like the Final Four and Pan Am, then yeah, I may play those tournaments. But right now, it's really difficult to plan ahead. There are not that many tournaments we can play now, so
True.
I'll deal with that when it comes up. But right now, my focus is on the team and make sure that all the players here, we get the good players. They're happy, and I work with them uh, to prepare for the next season.
This kind of segues into the next question, although I kind of feel like I know the answer already. I know someone asked you this on the Chess 24 stream that you did. Is there any thoughts about switching over to United States and playing for us? Another 2,700 GM wouldn't hurt America, I'll tell you that much. I know that you said that you were not interested last time, so especially since you said you're going to be playing less tournaments. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I got asked that question many
All the
times
time?
before also.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, so
we want you, Liam. We want you.
Yeah, so it's true that I have been living here for so long, since 2013 already, and I'm about to become a United States citizen. So yeah, but I mean, switching federation is a separate thing, and
Definitely.
and it's right now, yeah, with the number of tournaments that I play, I don't think it makes sense to switch right now. And I don't know. It's never say never. So I don't know about the future. I don't know anything yet. But right now, I mean, I'm happy where I am, and I think whether I play for Vietnam or the US, that doesn't really affect what affect my job at Webster or what I do in my other tournaments. Most of the tournaments I play are invitational or open tournaments. So it really doesn't depend on which federation I'm representing. So
well, for
yeah,
the Olympiad, it would matter, no?
it would matter for the Olympiad, but I think the US now has a great team and they don't need me anymore. It's gonna be difficult to even make it to the Olympiad team. So I don't really think it's necessary for me to switch now. But I'll just say I may keep an open mind about that in the future.
Well, we appreciate you giving us that hope. Okay, we appreciate it. Okay. Oh, this is a fun one. Let's see here. I'm going to name some chess players. If you can describe them with one word. Are you ready? So
yeah, sure.
the first word that you think of, just get it out. Ready? Here we go. Nakamura.
Okay, I would say controversial.
Controversial, I like it.
Yeah.
Magnus.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Oh, okay. Nepo.
Fast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very fast.
Grishuk.
Entertaining.
Entertaining. Wesley So.
Solid.
Solid. Geary.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Okay.
Yes.
And then Ding.
Quiet.
Quiet. Okay. And so this goes on to my next question. who is your favorite chess player you like to watch? And then also, who's your favorite? I'll go with Super GM because you get to hang out with those guys. Who's your favorite Super GM to hang out with and just, I mean, you could be just hanging out for chess or just doing other things. So, yeah. So, who's your favorite chess player you like to watch? And then also, who's one you like to hang out with and just chill with and, I don't know, do ping pong or play some more chess?
Okay. The one I want to watch is Magnus, of course.
Awesome.
So yeah, watching his games is always so exciting, and it's because of his willingness to win. He always fights. He's a big fighter, and if he still has like 1% chance to win, he's still gonna push for that. He's gonna keep the game going and try everything he can to win the game. He doesn't care about the tournament standing or something. If he can win a game, he's gonna try for that. So it's just very he has a very competitive nature, and it's so interesting to watch his games. Okay, and the person who I want to hang out with,
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned Gary was hilarious. Well, I'm not trying to influence your decision.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really friends with Yuri, but I watch a lot of his commentary online on uh, his Twitter jokes, and I like his sense of humor, and I think it's one of the most funny chess players nowadays. So it's I don't know if hanging out with him would be fun, but I mean I like watching his commentary. Also Christian, of course. So those are the two most interesting players from, I mean, their sense of humor and entertaining styles is really good. Yeah, but the thing is, I don't really hang out with top grandmasters, super GMs. I don't know if other super GMs really hang out with each other that much because,
Oh, really?
first of all, we don't really live that close to each other right now in St. Louis. I don't have, I mean, okay, there's Fabiano Caruana, but he plays tournaments all the time, and we're not really we don't really hang out that often. So I mean, most super GMs, they are also potential opponents, right? So they don't, as far as I know, they're not really good friends with each other because there's a certain level of, I would say, secrecy that you have to keep. You don't share all your prep, you don't share too much thought on the game with those, because those are the guys that you might play with. So normally I would say that I don't think the super GMs are really close friends to each other. Maybe some of them are, not very often, but I do hang out with a lot of other friends, a lot of other GMs, um, maybe a little bit below 2700, and I mean, yeah, I think they're all good. For example, Ray Robson, he's used to be a team member in Spice, and he's a really good friend. He likes to play ping pong. He is really nice guy.
Really
Eli
tall,
Disney,
right? How
yeah.
tall is he?
I don't know, but it's really tall. Yeah.
I remember I was watching something and I was like, I remember like I guess he was just like a regular kid, and then all of a sudden I look and I'm like, oh my god, this.
Yeah, and he can
Like
beat me
Kramnik,
by
right?
playing with his left hand in ping pong.
Oh,
So it's, yeah, he's very good at ping pong.
oh,
So
okay, cool.
yeah. Also, of course, Ilya Nisnik, the guy from Ukraine, is
Mm-hmm.
also very good. A good friend of mine. Also about 2670, 2660, something like that, federated. So, and of course, Emilio is also a good friend of mine. Emilio Cordova, also in the Spice team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so we hang out quite a bit. Sometimes we go to eat together, sometimes like that. So Aram also, Hagobian, Armenian, also a
Yeah.
guy in our team. So yeah, I mean those guys. I mean they're really good friends of mine, and I wouldn't mind sharing with them all my opening ideas and and stuff.
You know,
So
Is that not I guess the opening theory is not the deciding factor when you guys play?
No, of course, I'm joking. No,
I
but
love it.
we do discuss openings sometimes, but when you hang out, usually you don't discuss those things. But yeah,
It's an unwritten
they're
rule.
really good friends in general. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I'm so sorry. I got an appointment at 11. I have, if you don't mind answering this question really quick,
sure.
two books. One book one book that personal you like, and then your chess book.
Okay, my chess book I can say easy. The one, the Varesky Endgame Manual.
Wow.
That's a very good one. Help me understand my uh, endgame technique better. And then a general book.
Anything, any book you like, finance, philosophy, whatever you like.
Probably the Rich Dad Poor Dad book.
Oh,
Yeah, about personal finance and
I
stuff.
want to talk to you again because I didn't get to all my questions. I'm sorry. Well, you were on Forbes, and I want to talk to you about entrepreneurship. I assume that's something that is. Are you an entrepreneur or?
Not really, not
Oh
really.
no, okay.
But I'm very interested in that too. I mean, I do watch a lot of stuff like Shark Tank shows and
Oh my gosh, I
stuff.
love Shark Tank. It got
Yeah,
to the point now where I'm just looking at that. I'm just like, so you're telling me you're evaluating your company at, I just like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like I stopped wanting to do business and just trying to invest in others. And I'm like, well, I probably need a little bit more money to do this. But all right, I'm so sorry. I've got to run. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed this time with you. Thank you so much.
that's right. Yeah, I enjoyed your time, the time with you too. Thank you so much for inviting me today.